Good evening. You're joining us live on Facebook for this month's episode of Science Stream. Welcome. We'll be starting our broadcast in a bit. Meanwhile, please make yourself comfortable. If you have any questions for our guests, please leave them in the comments section. See you shortly. Hello once again, especially to those who have just joined us. I'm Sean from Penang, Penang's very own Science Discovery Center. Food delivery service has become a part of our daily lives and also an important piece of the emerging digital economy. Although cooking a meal ourselves or eating out will remain options for how we eat our favorite foods. In this day and age, this may seem like luxuries for those without time or energy after a long day at work. Food delivery, which has brought much convenience to our lives in many ways, allows us to enjoy our favorite meals from the comfort of our own homes or offices. From big brands to hawker food, the options for food delivery are growing fast. Shirmein Leong, the co-founder of DeliverEat, will share with us the evolving food delivery service in this month's Science Stream. Shirmein is a true blue Penanglang. Born and raised in Penang, she graduated from the University of Adelaide and holds an MBA degree. Shirmein worked at Dell, Renaissance, and the Star Publications before jumping into the entrepreneurship world and co-founded DeliverEat in 2012. DeliverEat is a company founded in Penang by Penangites who wants to make an impact in the community by providing convenience of food delivery to customers while creating value and serving the underserved F&B merchants, and at the same time creating employment for the B40 segment of the society. Shirmein was named one of the top 10 inspiring new generation Malaysian businesswomen in 2019, along with the likes of Datin Vivi Sofinas Yusof of Fashion Velvet, Tan Hui Ling of Grab, and Goh Ai Ching of TikTok. Please join me as I welcome Shirmein Leong of DeliverEat to the show.
Hey, hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, welcome to Science Stream, Shirmein. Thank you for being with us tonight.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Hope to speak to all the Penang people. And if you have any comments or feedbacks, I'm more than happy to hear them, regardless if it's good or bad.
All right. Okay. So tell us about the journey of DeliverEat. What inspired you to start DeliverEat?
I think it's been a very interesting 8-year journey now. We started way back in 2012. So it's already 2020. It's been 8 years. I guess we started at a time where, tech startups were not called tech startups yet. It was all just a business. So in 2012, I guess I identified that the market the food and beverage segment actually needed a platform to advertise. Unfortunately, I felt that they have limited avenues. It was flyers mostly in order to gain people to actually dine in. That's when I felt that, hey, if there was an avenue for restaurants to actually advertise, be able to track their sales, to know the consumer behavior, and to fulfill it with food delivery service, it would very much benefit the F&B segment. And despite this COVID period, where when an economy is not doing well at this moment in time, even before this, way back in 2012, when the economy was good, the F&B segment was also one of the most challenging segments. Where you see a new restaurant coming up every single week, you also see many restaurants closing down, equally at the same speed, or if not faster. So I felt that these are the real, true SMEs that needed those kinds of publicity, those kinds of additional revenue streams. And I felt that with this, it's a need that maybe at that time they don't realize it yet, but it will be able to solve a few segments. So that was from the merchant or restaurant's perspective. On the other hand, I was also thinking with food delivery service, we'll be able to provide employment into the community that I live in. There are a lot of underskilled segments, the lower income, the less literate level of the community. And I felt that, with this industry, we'll be able to give them a platform where, hey, I don't have to be confined to a usual 9 to 5 job. I have the flexibility to go around, get to know the community even better, and to be able to ultimately cari makan and build their family. So I felt that I guess for me, building the community and serving my community where I live in, as you've said, I'm a Penang person. I grew up in Penang, studied in Penang, except for my few years abroad. But other than that, my working life, my growing up life is in Penang. So at the end of the day, in order to build our ecosystem, our Penang, to grow it to the next level, it was important to set this infrastructure right, to ensure that businesses can grow further and ensure that our people have a source of income.
Right. So before we proceed to the next question, all right, I'm sure you would also like to know the views from our live audience, right? So we'll be conducting some polls tonight, and the first poll we have tonight is, which do you prefer? A, dine in at food outlet. Okay, so it can be a restaurant, it can be a hawker center. B, takeaway, that means tapao, you bring it home or bring it elsewhere to eat. Or C, you have food delivered to your doorstep, be it wherever it is, like your home or the office. Okay, all right. So let us know what you think below, and don't worry, no one can see what you've answered, not even us. Okay. Right, so Shirmein, DeliverEat proudly originated from Penang. So we are very proud of you. So what else does DeliverEat, where else do DeliverEat operate? And is food delivery is only business segment?
Well, we started in Penang, but we currently also have operations both in Penang and also in KL. So these are the two cities that we operate in. So besides food delivery, so of course our initial typical business is we've always worked with restaurants, with outlets. But with the MCO and COVID pandemic, we realized that there are a huge group of F&B operators that like online presence. So since then, we have collaborated with a huge number of hawkers. In fact, we are the food delivery platform which have the largest hawker choices. So now, besides the typical restaurant style of food that you have, we deliver a lot of hawker food as well. And besides hawker food, we also do fresh foods now. We've collaborated with a lot of markets, pasar in Penang. So we collaborated with markets like the Batu Lancang market, the Bayan Baru market, Lipsin market, Falin market. So this is to bring more convenience to our consumers, that it's not only cooked food now, but also fresh foods, just in case if you want to cook yourself at home. And besides hawkers and also fresh foods from the market. We also do express services. So we actually do pick up and also send off as well. So as you can see on your screen now, we have a lot of hawker items. We collaborate with a lot of what do you call it? This Astaka, this MBPP food courts.
Food
So
courts.
MBPP have been especially supportive to a local startup like us, giving us the opportunity to sign up all these restaurants during the COVID pandemic times. So we're very appreciative of the efforts, and I think that all these MPP food courts have also greatly benefited from these initiatives. And I felt that it was something that they previously did not consider. It was always just dine in, dine in, dine in, people coming to tapao themselves. But this online food delivery give them a whole avenue of food delivery, of revenue streams for them. So not only revenue streams, but also publicity as well. So now on the screen, you can see Bayan Baru Wet Market. So we have also all sorts of fresh foods, vegetables, chicken, fruits, frozen items like sausages and your soy sauce and things like that. So it's very, very convenient. It's something that I would personally use myself, which is why I felt that, if I would use it, then my community would need it too.
Yeah, as people are getting busier nowadays with limited time, and you're working, both spouses working, so it's difficult to get fresh foods. And
and also with the virus as well, you don't want to be,
right.
have so much interaction, and the market, can be a busy place with high number of people working in and out.
Okay, let's see what our audience thinks. Okay. So, of the three options, only two were selected. One is 50-50. So 50% likes to dine in, 50% likes food to be delivered. Looks like not many people like to tapao. So since they're there, they might as well eat there, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned just now about delivery. So that means it is within the state. So if you are in Penang, if you have something to deliver to somewhere else in Penang, we can engage you as well. So likewise for if KL, Selangor region, they also within KL and Selangor, they can also do delivery of parcels and things like that.
Yes, parcels, documents, items that you want to send from one location to another. So these services have been existence before, have been existent even before the COVID times. But before this, a lot of our merchants were using it. The Express, for example, if there were a few outlets, so from outlet A to outlet B, they needed to pass something over to the other outlet. They can actually use those services to pass each other. So it's suitable for B2B. And also in consumer, if something you want to pass to your mother, father, or you need documents signed urgently, you can also get this service that will pick up from your location, go to the other location, get bill signed, and send it back to you at a very affordable fee, much cheaper than you driving all the way from Bayan Lepas to Georgetown yourself, or from Georgetown back to Bayan Lepas both way, because
And
the time itself would easily. Yeah, the time itself will easily take you an hour back and forth, and that's assuming no traffic. So yeah.
So there's no like from Penang to KL, KL to Penang. So for the time being, it's still within the state borders lah.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So we work on a
Do you
very
have any
on-demand
plans?
basis. Temporary, not yet, due to the fact that the nature of manpower is all located within the place. So, which is why what we want to focus on is on-demand services. You need it immediately, we can execute it immediately for you within the designated locations.
So the same riders who delivers food will also be the ones delivering the parcels lah. So they can either be delivering food or parcel.
Yes, correct. So actually, our riders are very experienced in delivering food, because it's their day in day out job. So actually, in terms of precision of delivery, to make sure that food is even more difficult to deliver than parcels. Parcels won't spill, won't go wrong. So parcel delivery is actually a lot easier for our riders.
Okay. So how has the food delivery service evolved since 2012 when you all started?
Yeah, it's evolved in many, many, many ways. When we first started in 2012, it was a lot of education process, starting with restaurants. Restaurants were not even sure what kind of service were we actually offering. Is it an advertisement website? Is it a discount website? How does it, or is it just you providing labor? So people didn't, I mean, restaurants were not used to the concept. Whenever we meet a restaurant, we say, hey, do you want to engage delivery service? Their first initial, no, I don't have time for it. I can't hire additional manpower. So there was a lot of education. Say, no, 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 you don't have to hire your own people. This is how it works, how billing works, how order placement works. So, but today you really don't have to say much. Food delivery, how does it work? What's the rate? And that's that. Even hiring our first few riders or employees, even riders, they don't really understand. Okay, they probably know like Post Laju, and they probably
Hmm.
that yeah, and or McD
Office
delivery,
dispatch.
yeah, dispatch. So and suddenly there's this thing, and you go to multiple places, and you don't have to go to the office. So it was all very new to these people, and we had like each and every rider that comes up, we had to explain what is the job scope. But now you don't have to. You just say what the do's and don'ts. How can you help them get more rights? So yeah, it was very different back in 2012 to now. The market is so much more educated now. Consumers were also are literally had to stand in front of the restaurant explaining to everyone, hey, this is a food delivery service. You press this button and you get it. Then they're like, huh? Like, you mean how? Like, it was all very, people were used
Yeah,
to only Pizza Hut delivery and nasi lemak can
very
deliver,
foreign.
char kway teow can deliver. It was like a totally an alien thing in 2012.
Yeah.
So I think we have definitely grown leaps and bounds from there. I think technologically we've also evolved very much, but these are all good progress.
So how has it changed during MCO, the movement control order? How has things changed?
MCO was actually a very scary time, I believe, even for ourselves. I was very, very, very concerned with the safety of our riders and also our employees, to make sure that, we take whatever precautions to make sure that they don't get COVID, because if one person gets, then it can cripple everything else, and also we may spread this to even more consumers. So I was exceptionally concerned about this. So for all our office staff, although we are in the essential services and legally we were allowed to be back at the office, I actually had everyone in the office team to be working remotely,
From
even
home.
our customer service. Yeah, so everyone was working from home. In terms of riders as well, we kept sending reminders. And before COVID, we actually had cash on delivery, but during the MCO period and with COVID, we stopped cash on delivery to prevent transmission and contact from consumers to riders as well. So all this, I feel that safety and health is exceptionally important. And now we even implement that face mask, delivered face mask as part of the uniform of each and every rider to make sure that they stay protected. So besides safety, I mean, it's a scary time in terms of our operational, our people to make sure they're safe. And the other thing also we can see restaurants restaurants were all rushing in, sending requests and wanting to be on board on delivery because this is their lifeline. And our team, our marketing team, were also working round the clock to ensure that as many restaurants as possible get onboarded as fast as possible. So we had huge surge of number of restaurants just wanting to come in. I felt that it was also a very good experience for us to actually push our limits to how far we can go. That's a good experience for us. But I think it also opened up the eyes of restaurants as well to also seek for new avenues of revenue. I think a
Yeah.
lot of restaurants or people were very comfortable with one stream of revenue, which is I do dine in and I
The
focus on
traditional way. Yeah.
or I am a kiosk and I just want to do it this style. I'm a hawker and I just want to do it this way. But with this whole pandemic, it feels like a reset button that, hey, we must not be comfortable with just one method of doing things. We must always be prepared to have multiple sources. So I felt that this is a experience where it opened people's minds and say, hey, there's actually nothing to lose, and we actually have to pivot or change and adopt all these changes as soon as we possibly can. Besides, it does not only open the minds of restaurants, because we have seen that some restaurants that we've been following up years and years and years trying to get them on delivery, and they will always I'll think about it, but COVID and like, okay, I know I need delivery. And besides, on the restaurant sides, also for riders, we see a huge surge of our non-typical demographic of riders started being onboarded. We see more ladies becoming riders, which it's not typical. We see a lot more youngsters becoming riders. We see a lot more educated group of people with degrees, people who are skilled workers, technicians, coming to be riders as well. So this has actually improved the services of us, and those who were probably less skilled before this saw that, hey, actually my peers are giving such services, and they emulate such good behaviors that it actually, despite me being a rider, if I have such standards for myself, I actually can gain even more. So it sets a very good morale and support growth for the riders when they interact with different segments of the community as well, instead of their usual gang that were the rider kind of gang. Yeah, so I guess I see hairstylists coming to be our riders as well, and when I speak to some of the hairstylists, they were like, now I recognize the importance of having multiple source of revenue, and cutting hair is very good to have, but this can go off overnight. I need to survive and do something else as well. So I guess it was. I feel that despite this pandemic being something that is so negative, but I felt that it's such a big learning lesson for all levels of community as well, in a way of how we perceive things, and I feel that that's good um, out of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
always say that there's
yeah, but thankfully, I think Malaysia have also controlled this pandemic very, very well, and it was something that is so short term only, and everyone reverted to normal. But to be able to see um, what humans are actually capable of doing when you're forced to that extent, I feel it's such a good experience, which you would not do should there be no pandemic, because no one's pushing you. I'm
yeah.
comfortable with wherever I am. So yeah.
But they said, with crisis comes opportunity. So this enabled the restaurants were reluctant all this while to now jump onto the digital economy, and that will ensure that they survive after this as well, when things really move on to the more and more to the digital economy. And also,
Yeah.
like you mentioned, many have lost jobs, transition to be food delivery riders and also package delivery riders. So
Mm.
this really helped. So how much was the increase percentage wise? Was it in the hundreds of percentage, like 200,
Yeah, yeah.
300, or as compared to normal?
More than double. Yeah. So it was something that's very
Okay.
abnormal for us as well. In order to drive that kind of growth, overnight is not possible. But it's also something that's very unnatural, because we had armies blocking the roads and things like that. But it really drove us. I guess this is like what Alibaba did also to make Singles Day, the 11/11, to push it to its limit, where everyone orders on the same day.
Yeah.
So this actually, I feel it pushes everyone's limit to their maximum capacity, and so thankfully that it's such a short period of time, and now everyone's life is almost back to normal, except to wear masks and a few more SOPs in place. But generally, I think things have gone back to how it were.
I'm sure there's still people who are, they may be still unemployed or may need another source of income, like you mentioned. So, if somebody wishes to be a rider, how does one apply? What are the characteristics which he or she should possess to be a successful rider, for them to be
Yes,
successful in this career?
yeah, we are always in need of riders. So if you are looking for a job or someone who needs a job, you can always join us. It's very easy process. We have a link on our website at www.DeliverEat.my. There's a tab where you can click join us as a rider, as shown in the screen in the middle portion. So once you apply, we just need some of your details, and then we will schedule for a training session in order to just tell you how it actually works. But it's pretty much simple. We don't have a age requirement as long as you have a motorbike license and a motorbike and Android handphone. That's basically all you need. But just need to be fit and be ready to cruise around the city. Yeah, it's never too late. Never too old. We have a 60-over-year-old uncle. As long as it, and the app is very easy to maneuver. Just have to accept the order, go over to a restaurant, just pick what you like, what you're supposed to collect, and send it over to the customer's place. I've interviewed some riders as well, and I asked them, this is not what you used to do. What do you think of this experience? And what they say is that, I've gone to so many new apartments that I didn't know existed before, and I can check out the view, and that is how that place looks like. Although it's in Penang, but I've never seen it from that perspective. I mean, for me, in the early days of running delivery, I used to deliver as well. Personally, I don't ride a bike because I don't have licenses, but I deliver with a car, and I always find it exceptionally interesting. I really enjoy being a rider, actually, because it feels like you're playing a game like Dinner Dash. To make sure, like, okay, to run over to this place, make sure that all this is collected, and then you have to strategize what's the best way to go over to customer's place. Do I go in from this door or that door? Do I text the customer a few minutes before I arrive so that I can time just nice so that I can rush to the next place? So I think people will enjoy it because it's fun and interesting lah. Compared to, I don't know, standing at the retail store waiting for people to come in and say welcome. I think that's a lot more exciting.
Okay. All right. Time for our next poll. Right. So the next poll, the question is, what motivates you the most when choosing a food delivery service? A, fast delivery. B, easy to use apps. C, many choices of shops. Okay, so food outlets. Or D, low fees. Right. So let us know what you think down below. Okay, Shirmein, the fee structure comes into contention every now and again. Can you explain DeliverEat's fee structure and its justification?
uh, to the customers, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we charge a delivery fee of RM5 per order. Of course, if you pay with Touch and Go e-wallet, you actually can get free delivery if you order more than RM15, and you get that 3 times a month. So so our fee structure is RM5. It's actually very affordable pricing because our labor cost actually costs more than that. Like if I were to want to pay anyone for RM5 and ask you to do an errand for me, most likely people won't do it, and that's excluding, not taking into consideration petrol cost. And that's just time only. It's like say, hey, Sean, can you help me buy something? Go wherever, Kuchbe Mall, Gurney, and patah balik, give RM5. You I mean, you might not do it. So actually with 5 ringgit, we are actually subsidizing further as well. We're paying more than 5 ringgit to our riders. So, but we are also looking at some improvements in order to bring more affordable fees down. It should be launched very, very soon. So do check us out and follow us on our social media such as Facebook and also Instagram, where we will be able to have some very exciting features in order to collate from a few merchants or restaurants and all to be delivered in one single delivery fee only.
Yeah. Recently, I wanted to place some orders from different hawker, but then it's like, hey, you will clear your basket if you choose this food from this store. So I think that will be a very, very useful feature to introduce.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we hope to achieve, to collate all of them once. So this is one of the most frequent feedback that we got from our customers as well. But before this is actually a very technical process because it's from one transaction and then you have to split it out to 3 different merchants and then consolidate back into one riders, and different people have different operation hours. So it was something that was technically complicated, but we have some very exciting releases that we hope to do sometime very soon in order
Right, looking
to
forward to
resolve that.
that. Okay. We do have a question from the audience. This question from the audience, Low SY asked, do DeliverEat give training to food company more advice on improved food packaging? So I suppose not necessarily just hawkers or restaurants, like how to improve their food packaging when it pass. I guess sometimes the food will spill out, the soup will spill out and things like that,
Yes,
or may
that's
not be
something that's
warm enough.
yeah, that's something that's very important to us. We actually take this feedback very seriously, and we have a monthly review with the restaurants that we work with in order to give them feedback of what is the quality of packaging material. Because if not unsuitable packaging materials are used, it's a lose-lose situation for everyone. The restaurants get a bad image, customers don't get to eat it, riders have to deliver it 2-3 times, patah balik 2-3 times. So it's a lose-lose for everyone. So it's definitely something that we're doing actively to advise them to invest a little bit more on the suitable packaging materials. I think this is also an education process. When we first started way back in 2012, food delivery packaging was something that a lot of restaurants were not willing to spend too much
Impact.
money on. Yeah, yeah, especially the smaller individual outlets that does not have huge um, bargaining power when buying food delivery packaging. It's expensive too. So we totally understand that. We're not expecting food, all the items to be packaged in a very expensive manner, but in a way that is suitable, which still maintains its form when it arrives to the customers.
Yeah, and Penang also has some stringent green initiatives where you have to make sure that it's recyclable or non-plastic and things like that. So I
Yeah.
guess it comes a bit more challenging for them, so a bit more of a hurdle for them. But I do find it strange whenever I go to another state where they
People are
still
still
use
using
straws.
styrofoam.
Correct, correct. In Selangor, still using styrofoam. So I was like, I said,
Haven't
it
seen
still
this for a
exists?
long time.
Correct, correct, correct. So it's like something is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think Penang in a way is doing well in this initiative, whereby it's in our psyche already that not to have all this kind of packaging. Um,
yeah. Yeah. I think we also notice a lot more people using paper instead of using plastics as well. So that's we see a shift in the
yeah,
way people package the items in the past 8 years as well. So that's very good. And so now we also have our feature where you can choose to not have cutlery. It's one of the options
yeah,
where you can pick it, but we also understand because we also deliver a lot of our food to offices, the FTZ area where they really don't have fork and spoon. But if customers can actually spare a set of cutlery in their office at all times, then they actually don't need such items. It will definitely protect the environment as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Okay. let's see what motivates our audience to choose a particular food delivery service.
Yeah, I'm excited to know.
Loading.
Many
Okay,
choices.
many choices. So if you have more choices, 67% comes in second. Yeah, the app must be easy to use. No one chose the other two options.
Yeah,
Okay.
many choices is a very interesting topic. When we had 100 restaurants, we need our frequent feedback was we need more. When we have 1,000, still need more.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
that we
yeah.
have more than 3,000 over restaurants, still need more. But that's good feedback. If you can comment on Facebook, what are the items that you like, especially outlets in Penang? What are your favorite shops? Let us know, comment in the section so that yeah, we can personally show this print screen and say, hey uncle or auntie, everyone likes you to
Yeah,
be onboarded on Deliver It, and that's the best testimonial to give to the food operators that people actually love their food to be delivered.
yeah. I think people take it for granted. I think I encountered this during the MCO. So you don't get to eat a lot of the food that you used to take for granted, that you can just drive there, you can just walk in. So then when you open the food delivery and oh, it's not available, etc. So you have those cravings. So I can understand why people want variety. Good news for you that fast delivery and low fees is
Not a
not at the
concern,
top.
huh?
Not maybe a concern, but maybe that not the top of concern, which is good. Because comes to my next this one. We we have I've seen lah. I mean, especially for pizza delivery one, because they do have a time where by 30 minutes they have to deliver. So riders oftentimes are seen to be riding dangerously to meet their orders and to maximize their income. How does delivery ensure and prioritize riders safety? I mean, it's good to see that the consumers, they don't insist on it must be fast delivery, but I do see riders, they maybe they want to maximize their income, so that's why they do ride very fast and dangerously. So
Mm.
any actions or measures taken by Delivery Eat to ensure and prioritize the riders safety?
Yeah, it's an education process. So from the day they are onboarded or when they attend their training, it's always a reminder that to be fast on their feet and not on their vehicle, because running that red light would actually not save so much time. So you're not going to be so much faster. But how you're going to be a lot faster is fast on your feet, where if you get an order, move to the restaurant and then go to the restaurant. Sometimes restaurants also have dining that they have to cater to. So we always remind them, when you stand at a strategic location at the restaurant person can see you standing there. Process of preparation of the food will be actually faster, and that's more helpful than actually pursuit and so yeah, that's an education process. We also remind them very constantly that you only have one life. It's just food. It's not worth risking your life for two bowls of whatever. So reminders are sent to them. And I personally, if I see any riders running the red light, I will definitely video and and send, because it's. I mean, I feel that it's not worth it lah. It's not worth it. It's just a meal. You don't have to risk your life for somebody's meals. So this is something that we also share with our restaurants, because the speed of preparing the food, should they take a longer time, that's where the riders have to rush
Yeah.
to make it to the time. So I feel that if everyone can do their part, yeah, the riders take extra precautions. The restaurants also do their best to prepare as quickly in a timely manner, for riders to just pick it up and go, and with customers understanding that if there's rain, to be a bit more compassionate. I feel that we all win at the end of the day.
it's better late than never. And whenever in the past when I order pizza and I see them riding very dangerously, so I will actually tell them, it's okay. So they'll give you a coupon and things like that. So I'll decline the coupon to discourage them from actually, for the next one to ride so. I wouldn't say just fast lah. Sometimes it's dangerously where they just simply overtakes at maybe
Potong.
at the bend. Yeah. So that it's really not really worthwhile like what you mentioned just now. It's not really worthwhile for that.
Yeah. Yeah, in addition to that, with the recent initiative from SOXO, Perkeso, they've also initiated a new Penjana e-gig Penjana SOXO program.
Mm.
So that's where it's at a heavily discounted rate for SOXO coverage. It's only at about 68 ringgit for a whole year of coverage. So we've been collaborating and working very closely with SOXO in order to have talks for our riders to tell them the importance of having such coverage. So we're very thankful to the government as well to have such an initiative because it's extremely important. A lot of our riders are actually from the B40 group and they may not be able to afford personal insurance themselves, and a lot of them are also breadwinners as well. So this is an extremely good initiative, and a lot of our riders have also taken up this offer. So that's really good. If we can, do it for a longer period of time, it would definitely benefit this group of people.
In the past, only pizza had delivery service, like what you mentioned earlier. But now we see more fast food chains offering delivery service. There are also many competitors in the food delivery service these days. What makes you stand out from the competition?
Yeah, I guess my mission is actually to serve the community that I grew up in and I live in, and I want to be able. I guess how I run DeliverEat versus other competitors is that I'm very on the ground. We listen to what our consumers actually want, and actually focus on their needs. So that's where we are constantly coming up with features or things that would of the needs of our community. Besides besides food now, we're definitely exploring in other areas that we can meet our consumers' needs. So so we want to be integrated more deeply now within our community instead of expanding, grow wide. So we want our consumers to always think of us whenever they need an on-demand service.
Okay. So you mentioned that you have been a food delivery rider, more like a driver yourself. So we do come across stories of the challenges faced by food delivery riders. Can you identify the challenges faced by them and how are you addressing them?
In terms of challenges, I think it's actually pretty straightforward. Their job is a lot more stressful than a lot of your other people, and not so labor intensive. It's not like a hard labor where you have to carry beras or carry gas to deliver. But I guess I guess with our community as well, stray dogs are an issue whenever they deliver to some tamans around. But so maybe strays are an issue. But besides that, it's a pretty smooth and straightforward kind of job scope. Yeah,
Okay.
that I personally enjoy.
Maybe I should give it a chance also during the weekends or something like that. It
We
sounds so
don't take
interesting from what
car
you say.
drivers, though. It probably won't be worthwhile for you to drive a car to do it because petrol and parking is a hassle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun lah because you explore a lot more food outlets as well that we didn't know existed, and then you get to interact with customers as well. Different customer have different consumer behavior, so yeah, I think it's very eye opening.
Okay, let's have our last poll for tonight. Right. The poll question is: what discourages you from ordering food to be delivered? A. cleanliness of food. B, freshness of food. C, higher price compared to when ordering from the restaurant. D, time taken for food to be delivered. Okay, so you know what to do down below. Okay, so there was an instance when a food delivery rider was actually abused by a dissatisfied customer. What is your advice to both the customer and rider in such situations?
Well, I guess, I feel that I think being compassionate is very important. I'm not saying that our riders are right all the time. Of course, everyone have faults too, but I guess it's also very unintentional. So I guess being more compassionate would actually help. But if it's, let's say it's our fault, we'll definitely want to know what we've done wrong and how we can improve. At the end of the day, riders are people too, and it's not as easy to. I mean, people are the most difficult to control, lah. So I'm looking forward to the day that we can have drones just move to your apartments and you don't have to deal with human beings. Anymore, but that would mean loss of employment for this group of people. Majority of our riders are very, very good people who are very working very, very hard to provide for their families. So, yeah.
Just now the audience low SY there, he has two. I'm sorry, maybe it's a she. Have two follow-up questions, but I think you have addressed them. Maybe you can flesh it out in case you want to touch more on it. Okay. To DeliverEat will have the function to combine food orders which are in the same area to reduce delivery costs and increase customer options to get food and beverage from different food companies. So I think just now you mentioned that this is coming soon
Yep.
in
Yep.
future. Anything you want to add to that?
No, so low SY. Look forward to our launch when it happens. Yeah, this is one of the most frequent feedback as well. And yeah, we are definitely working on it and we'll be launching it very, very soon.
Okay. Another one is to DeliverEat have any initiative on reduce plastic food packaging waste? So I think you touched a bit on it just now.
Yeah, so yes, we definitely look for ways in order to reduce these packaging materials. There's actually now a function to not have cutleries
Cutlery.
delivered. Yeah. So, but in terms of plastic bags, for now, we still really need it in order to transfer the items. If not, the individual items and you need to hold it, there will be a lot of contact and with the virus and all. For the meantime, it's not something that's avoidable. But should there be, a new solution, we'll definitely explore those solutions as well. We've explored paper as well, but with paper and food, sometimes when there's cold drinks and if you put it in a paper bag, then everything gets messed up as well. So I know paper is a more good option, but it's suitable for certain type of foods, but not so suitable for other kinds of food. We've seen like Nando's, their initiative in packaging their chicken now in paper bags instead of in plastic containers. So I feel that restaurants are also more open to switching the types of materials that they use, and that's very, very good education process in the market.
Do y'all, during the onboarding process, actually advise the restaurants, the hawkers on the packaging that will be more encouraged to use?
Yes, yes. We usually share with them as well because a lot of some no, not a lot. Some restaurants have not done food delivery, so we also show them samples that hey, actually you can use this for such items, and you can use this for such items. So yeah, because we work with so many types of restaurants. Some restaurants they've always been used to presenting it in a plate. So how do we package those items? More unique items like maybe frozen yogurt or some type of desserts that need, special packaging. So we introduce to them as well.
Okay. There's also another question from the same person, very, very, very eager to know a lot of things about DeliverEat. Do DeliverEat have a function to tip the delivery man if we are satisfied with the service?
Yeah, I really appreciate, and if let's say you think that our services are good, do tip our riders, and besides tipping our riders, also give a high rating to our riders. So after each and every order, we actually give you the option to rate your orders, and this rating is actually exceptionally important. This determines how algorithm works, which are the next orders that will be assigned to. So of course, typically we'll assign the next order to a rider that have a higher rating. And those who have a lower rating, do let us know why he has a lower rating as well. This will also help us to guide him better, to tell him that, hey, these are the areas that we can improve on. So do rate your riders, because it really impacts them. But back to the point of how you can tip your rider. For now, you can't tip electronically, but if you like the rider service, you can always still give cash. But yeah, I think it's a good suggestion. Maybe we can also allow tipping electronically in future.
Yeah, yeah. I think since now everyone is paying through e-wallets and things like that, so maybe that can be incorporated in lah.
Yeah. Thank you for that
Okay.
suggestion. I should write that down.
So let's see what discourages our audience from ordering food to be delivered. All right. Although just now the fees is not a concern, but now they will be discouraged if it's higher price from the restaurants. A majority, nearly 40%, feels that pricing will actually influence their decision.
I
Freshness
was
and
I was
also
surprised when you mentioned that pricing is not an issue. Typical Penang lah. How can we not be sensitive with price? I myself am sensitive with pricing.
maybe they are okay with the fees, but then now this one maybe a bit different because it's the price of the food. Then just
Mm,
now was the fees, the delivery fees. So maybe there's this distinction lah.
mm.
The time taken just now, delivery time wasn't a huge concern, but now 25% feels that if it takes too long, they will actually choose something else already. Freshness of the food
Understand.
as well. Cleanliness lowest, so they're not so picky on the food then.
Penang people are used to dirty food on the streets.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
All right. Sorry.
yeah, I wanted to say, I guess, high pricing as well. We always speak to our restaurants to maintain the pricing as close as possible. But of course, some restaurants also inform us that it's due to the additional packaging material cost that they need to hike up the pricing. Ultimately, we also don't want the restaurants to make a loss out of these transactions lah. However, if we do notice that there's a very high pricing change, then we will definitely address the matter as well. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we want a very win-win-win kind of situation where everyone wins. Deliver it wins, restaurant wins, our rider wins, our customer wins as well. And if anyone is losing, then I feel that that's not right. So yeah, we get that fixed up as well. So if you do notice any restaurants at all, you can always live chat us or email us, letting us know if you have detected some price variance. We'll definitely address those issues, because yeah, we don't want things to be overpriced.
Okay. We have a suggestion and from our audience. Okay. Joanne Tan. Joanne Tan says delivery should consider special member discount or something similar to 99 10 10 promo for online shopping when we get zero delivery charges, or where we get zero delivery charges.
Yes, you actually don't have to wait 99 or 1010 or to be a special member. All you have to do is to pay with a Touch and Go e-wallet and purchase at least minimum 15 ringgit, and you get 5 ringgit off already every month, 3 times a month. So it's not even in 1 year once, 99, 10, 10, 11, 11, or 12, 12. It's every month, 3 times. Yeah, so if you have not done so yet, start ordering. Yeah, so we are very fortunate also to be able to collaborate with Touch and Go, who's been exceptionally supportive, where they are sponsoring 5 ringgit for when you pay through Touch and Go wallet.
Okay, we have also another question from Daniel. Okay, Daniel asks, possible to include a feature to show the estimated calories for each food items by food seller?
Oh, that's a first I've heard. Thank you for this question, Daniel. Yeah, I think we can consider for those who are have lead a more active lifestyle and want to know how much they actually consume. But it's the first request I've heard. Yeah, but it's a good suggestion that can be explored.
Yeah, I guess for the restaurants would be simpler, more straightforward because I believe they do have the means to do that. But maybe the hawkers one will be a bit more difficult. Each hawker, like for example, a char kway teow, each char kway teow seller will probably put different proportions of the ingredients, so it will probably run.
Yeah, but I don't think it will run very, very far. Maybe an estimated one will also be good for the
Yeah,
consumer. So a typical char kway
a
teow
good guide.
is X number of calories.
Yeah, we actually do have such an exhibit at Tekdon Penang. You can actually find out what's uh, the calorific value and also the nutrition value of each of those food over there. And they are actually hawker food.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
Okay. Uh, any more questions from the audience? All right. Maybe if you have any question, you can still ask. Okay. We'll be wrapping up quite soon. All right. So, okay, while we're waiting, if there are any more questions, how do you envision the future of Malaysia's food delivery industry?
I think we'll continue to evolve, and I think that more people are going to be using this service more and more frequently, and I feel that it will benefit quality of life for consumers. It will benefit our group of riders who are serving, and at the end of the day, the restaurants as well. So I feel I mean, it's just one segment, but it benefits so many parties, from employment to business owners, small, medium, SME business owners. So I think we still have a long way to go in terms of technological advancement as well. There's a lot of improvements that can be done. So yeah, I'm looking forward, to continue to grow DeliverEat to the next level and making sure that I continue to serve my community, especially in Penang.
Okay. I think there are no more questions. Last call for any questions. Okay, if there's no more, looks like we need to wrap things up. It's coming to 9 o'clock. Are there any promotions which you would like to highlight to the audience?
Yes, we have a very exciting promotion this month. So in line with this having the largest hawker choice in our platform, we're giving a new promotion this month. It's 3 ringgit off for minimum order of 15 ringgit. You just have to type in the voucher code hawker, HAWKER, and you get to enjoy this for 6 times a month. So on top of that, of course, if you pay with Touch and Go, you will get another 5 ringgit. So it's almost free delivery every other time that you order.
So this is only for October or from October onwards?
This is our October promotion.
Okay, so each person will get 6 times discount, RM3 discount.
Yeah, so 6 times plus 3 times from Touch and Go, that's almost 9 times already, more than enough for you to get whatever you want, be it from the pasar or from the restaurants or hawkers.
Yeah, I think your marketing team is pushing that out a lot because I think I've received it at least two or three times today on my phone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm reminding to use the hawker promo code to get the discount.
Yeah, I guess it's also hawkers that really need our support. it is a very difficult time at the moment. Our economy and spending power is actually shrinking. So people actually want more affordable food. That's why we are providing this option. At the same time as well, it's this SME hawker food operators that actually need the support of our local community. So yeah, let's make a difference for them, giving them an avenue, a new revenue stream in order to grow the business as well. And it's the food that all Penangites love. We can eat our char kway teows every day, but we probably can't eat restaurant food every other day. Yeah. And I
So
love
this
my
is
roti
only
canas
for
with
hawker food.
lemak. Yes.
So you will not apply to Nando's at Disneyland.
I'll actually need to check on that. I'm not very sure actually. I believe it's just for yeah. I don't know. Let me check that out.
Okay. All right. Never mind. When they order, they will know already. Okay. Thank you so much, Shirmein, for spending your time with us in the past hour. We thank you for your sharing and hope you and everyone at Delivery It stay safe and healthy always.
My pleasure, my pleasure. With the COVID situation worsening in the past few days, I also hope all Penangites stay safe. Try to not go out as much as possible, and keep our hygiene. So this is a constant reminder for all our riders as well. Don't fist bump, just wave would do. So yeah, stay safe. It's a very scary time.
Yeah, yeah. And use Delivery It to order your food.
Yes, yes. Support local.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Have a good night.
Same to you. That's all we have for tonight. Thank you for being with us since 8 p.m. See you again next month for another episode of Science Stream. Good night and stay safe.